Chapter 10, The Blazers. The thing about having a disability is that people tend to think of what you can't do. Oh, she can't walk. She can't stand up. She can't play on the swings. Once the list of can'ts gets going, it's hard to stop it. Soon, no one sees what you can do. Mom was determined that I not be defined by what I couldn't do and continued her hunt for physical activities to get me involved in. On one Saturday morning, Mom took me to visit a sports club near our house. Hello, a man greeted us. You must be Tatyana. I'm Coach Herman. Welcome to the Bennett Blazers. I didn't really hear him. I was too busy staring. I had never seen so many kids in wheelchairs before. At least a couple dozen kids, all playing basketball. Tatyana, perhaps you would like to play a bit. Hey, Josh, he called to one of the kids. This is Tatyana. Would you take her over to the juniors and introduce her? Sure. Hey, Tatyana, nice to meet you. Josh George was a few years older than me, with a friendly face surrounded by a tumble of curls. He started bouncing a basketball as we wheeled over to a bunch of kids. Hey, everyone. This is Tatyana. She's going to be practicing with us. Tatyana, ever played basketball before? Of course, I said enthusiastically. I never had, but I didn't want to sound like I didn't know what I was doing. Josh tossed me the ball. I tried dribbling it a couple of times before it hit one of my wheels and went bouncing away. Somebody threw another ball over to me, and I tried to shoot into the basketball hoop. I tried again and missed miserably. I know I didn't impress anyone, but no one seemed to care. Everyone was too busy having fun. For the next few years, most of my weekends were spent with the Blazers. We always started with a swim in the pool. It was only a 3-lane pool, and there was always a crazy pileup of kids as we raced across the pool and back. It was cold and fun, and I could have stayed in there playing all day. Depending on the season, we played basketball or ice hockey or raced on the track and practiced field events like throwing a javelin. At the end of each season, we competed in tournaments specifically for kids with disabilities. We traveled to Virginia, Pennsylvania, and even as far north as Massachusetts. I loved competitive sports and became pretty good at basketball. I was faster at outmaneuvering kids a lot older than me. That was the great thing about the Bennett Blazers. Age didn't matter. Younger kids played against older kids. Boys competed with girls. It helped the younger kids get better and become more confident in themselves and their abilities. Me and Josh George far left with friends on the court. Playing sled hockey. In the winter, we switched to sled hockey, which I absolutely loved. In sled hockey, each player is strapped into a small metal frame mounted on 2 skate blades. We pushed ourselves around on the ice using short poles. Like in basketball, I was fast and good at maneuvering around the ice. I was especially good at checking, which is when you drive yourself into your opponent using your upper body and shoulders in order to get the hockey puck away from them. With the Blazers, no one asked me to sit on the sidelines or stay in my chair. I was encouraged and taught and trained to use my body. Spring was for track and field events. Besides wheelchair racing, we competed in discus, shot put, and javelin. On the track, I raced in my everyday wheelchair for the first year. I was faster than most of the kids my own age, so I often practiced with Josh and the older kids. It would have been hard to imagine that both Josh and I would one day be competing in the Paralympics together. The following year, Josh gave me his old racing chair. It was much sleeker and lighter than my wheelchair. The more I trained, the more my upper body developed muscles. My growing strength and athletic abilities gave me a newfound confidence. Over the next few years, I won quite a few track and field medals. I knew I would never be left sitting on the sidelines again. Whoops, I keep doing that. In the summer of 2002, when I was 13, I won the 100-meter sprint at the Junior National Championships and broke the world record for my age group. The officials at the track meets were impressed with me and encouraged Mom to start thinking about focusing more on my racing and to get some professional training for me. But Mom really wanted me to have a normal childhood. I had missed out on so much when I was younger that she just wanted me to enjoy being a normal kid. In sixth grade, our school held a team building day, which consisted of various teams competing in relay races, obstacle courses, and other activities that required participant cooperation. One of the events was a timed climb. The wall was about 6 or 7 feet high, a foot or two higher than the tallest kid, with a wide ledge at the top. The challenge was to get all of your team over the wall as quickly as possible. No problem. Piece of cake, the boys bragged as they strutted around like henhouse roosters. One by one, the biggest boys lifted and pushed the other kids up to the ledge until everyone was over the wall, or at least sitting on the ledge. Finally, it was down to the last two boys. They hadn't really thought about how best to get over themselves. One of the boys was able to push the other one up and over, but now he was stuck with no way to get himself over the wall. What are we going to do? Everyone worried. The clock was ticking, and the last boy was stuck at the bottom, jumping, trying to catch the hand of one of his cohorts. Tatyana can do it. Let Tatyana help. She can pull him up. My girlfriends were aware of my other life with the Bennett Blazers. They knew I had become rather strong, but the boys never paid us any attention and weren't listening. We can do it. Where's Tatyana? The girls were already motioning me back up onto the ledge. The boys realized we were running out of time and had no other option. Hurry, Tatyana. I scrambled over to the edge, holding on to me securely. My girlfriends lowered me down until I could reach the boy on the ground. I grabbed onto his forearms, slowly lifting him higher and higher until he was able to grab onto the top of the wall. There was a cheer from below. We had all made it over and won the competition. On the way home from the event, Mom stopped so my friends and I could get ice cream sundaes. She pulled our van into a handicapped parking spot to let us out. Oh, Miss McFadden, you'll get a ticket for parking here, one of my friends said worriedly. It's okay. We have a handicap sticker for Tatyana, she replied without giving much thought to it. My friends looked at her and laughed. Tatyana handicapped? Hardly. Putting on the full court press.